I believe we went live. I believe it clicked on there, a little light come on there, and I think it said we're live. Somebody show up down there and tell me I'm not talking to myself. It's Wednesday, people. It's hump day. Hell, we're halfway through this week, baby. Who's there? Sharon Nooner. Thank you, baby, for showing up. Let me know somebody's there, and I'm not out here just talking to myself. Hey, Dennis Jett, how you doing, buddy? Love what you're doing out there in Arizona. Randy Patterson, buddy, I got your hog up there, buddy. Right there where everybody can see that hog. Randy's always particular about his hog. And we're glad he is. Anyway, it's Wednesday, people. It's hump day. Just sliding right down. Y'all know y'all mess around on Friday, only half a day, so we're more than halfway through the actual work week. When the work ends and we slide out the door on Friday, we'll be ready for another weekend. Oh, man, my thing just went interrupted. Am I glitching?
It doesn't show it yet.
Oh, I hope I'm not going to glitch today. I just checked the signal strength right before I came on here, and it sounded fantastic. I can see the cotton picking router right out that door. Technology, baby. I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad everybody's showing up here. Janet, Patrick, how you doing, darling? Linda, Gallup, how you doing? Stephanie Jean, hey, dear, how you doing? Well, it's not only just Wednesday. It's an anniversary. It's 50 years ago today that Martin Luther King Jr. was shot down in Memphis. And, well, I was 15 years old. I was 15 years old when that happened. And had I no idea at all that my life was fixing to change forever in the next year. And indeed it did. And it set my course for the rest of my life right after that incident. So, yeah, I remember him getting shot, and I remember what the times were like back then. And sometimes you have to wonder if we've really traveled that far. I saw somebody, I didn't write down the story. It was a story about, I believe it was out in South Carolina or North Carolina, one of the Carolinas, I'm sorry, where a cop resigned after he beat a jaywalker. A black young man had crossed the street jaywalking, and the cop felt it was his duty to beat the shit out of him. So have we traveled a long way? Yeah, we have. Are we there yet? No, we're not. Not as long as we have ignorant police officers that do stupid shit like that. And I've always said until all the good officers start pointing out those bad officers, well, we're going to have problems in our police force. It's only when the good stands up and points out the bad. Anyway, they had problems with this guy, I guess, and he resigned. But I believe they're going to press criminal charges on his ass, and as well they should. They should prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law to make an example out of his ass for other police officers who might feel that they are justified in beating a man for jaywalking across the street. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I hope y'all noticed my my new set here. Still working on cleaning my toolboxes off over there where I can get my stuff ready. And I can see my anvil again, and I can beat shit if I have to. But I took a lot of the stuff, and I've got it up here and around as many stuff as I can fit into this camera view. And I think it looks all right, though. I got Donnie here so I can whack him in the back of the head just in case he gets out of line.
Please do not hit that vice, though, that he's in.
Over the what?
The vice. Don't hit it.
Oh, no, the vice is down there. I can see Donnie. He needs to be hitting the head every time.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying don't hurt yourself trying to hit him.
We're going to send the National Guard to the border today. That's what Donnie said. Going to activate the National Guard and send them into the southwest section of our country to guard the border from the hordes of Mexicans rolling over the border every day. They're coming. The military's going to guard the... There's a whole lot of hookahs going on there for no apparent reason. You know, the numbers on illegal crossings, migrant coming up from Mexico is way down. And I seen Sarah Sanders up there on the podium today said that's the Trump effect. Are you shitting me? The man will take credit for it. Now, mind you, Trump has got a reputation of being an asshole when it comes to immigration. He does not like brown people or black people. Anything but white, he's not interested. Y'all are from shithole countries, and that's what he thinks. But Oh, Lord, I lost my thought again. See, going live, man. Anyway, oh, yes, he blamed it on Obama. I want to get this right because it's a long name. He said that because of the changes that Obama made, that illegal immigration, is just so terrible down there because it's the laws, it's the catch and release program. We just catch them and throw them right back out there into the society. We don't give a shit what they do. And it's all Obama's fault. You stinking ass idiot. It's not Obama that instituted that law. It was George W. Bush. And the reason I had to get this out is so I can read the actual title of the catch and release program that Donnie is so upset about. It is actually called the William Wilberforce Trafficking Victims Protection Reauthorization Act. It was passed by a Republican House, a Republican senator, and then signed by George W. Bush. Henceforth, catch and release, baby. That's what it means. And this idiot, he'll get up there and spout shit like that because nobody's going to fact check his ass on his side. Ain't none of them minions over there, none of them cockroaches got a computer out there, ain't going to search up shit that he said. Hell no, Donnie said it, that's it, it's the truth. That's what they believe. They're ignorant. They don't want to learn. A well-informed populace. That's what our democracy takes. And those over there on the lower end of the right-hand scale don't believe in education or information or facts. It's alternative facts. They're the same kind of facts, but they're not really facts. They're kind of sort of facts. They're little white lies. Yeah, anything but the word, the truth. And so in that little speech he gave there, he also said at that moment in time, he said 12 minutes ago that the Mexican government had gone down there and broke up that caravan. Didn't happen. That march is called the Ireno Muica, and it is I hope I pronounced that right. Probably did not. It is a march that has happened before for immigration rights. And Donnie is out there trying to make it sound like there is a massive group of armed individuals that are coming to take their drugs and they're going to come over and rape. He's trying to stir it up as much and make it sound so hateful that the right-wing media, the right-wing Fox News. Speaking of Fox News, when I had something written down there about old Shep, what did I write down? Shep Smith. He's a Fox News guy. Fox News. There's the part of the Fox News that's actually the news. And they're, covered by journalistic morals to tell the truth. The rest of that Fox shit, Hannity and all Judge Wino and all them other people, they're just talking heads trying to shove shit up your ass. But Shep Smith, well, he said, talking about Donnie's speech there, it says it was a bunch of bullshit. Everything he said, nothing what he said was true about the immigrants, about the catch and release, and all of that shit was not true. That's what Shep Smith says. That's Fox News trying to get a little bit. Everybody in the room probably by now has gone out to get a hamburger after watching Hannity or Judge Wino, Torino, whatever her name is, and they miss the actual news where Shep Smith says everything he just said was a stinking lie. But they don't hear that. They just go back to listening to Hannity as he shoves smoke up their butt. Anyway, what's old Trump up to? Well, he found out that he's not a target. That's what Mueller told the Trump team. Trump's not a target of a criminal investigation. He's the subject. And no, I don't think Mueller's going to come out and say, yep, Trump's the guy that we're going to get, because that would be overplaying his hand. He doesn't have to do that. Trump is the subject of the investigation. He's not going to say he's the target until he's ready to trot out charges, I believe. And he'll do just that, I believe. He's going to wait till he gets his charges ready and then come trotting out. The whole time, Donnie, screaming all along, witch hunt, nothing here, no collusion. He'll keep doing that shit right up until the impeachment trial, until they impeach the House and the Senate. The Senate impeaches his ass. Jeez, I'm sorry, people. It's live. I tend to mess up. Anyway, I got a name written down here, Todd Johnson. Todd Johnson. Well, who the hell is Todd Johnson? Todd Johnson was the campaign director for New Mexico during the Trump campaign. Hey, Trump, he's a campaign director for New Mexico. What does that qualify him for? The Pentagon, baby. That's right. He got a job in the Pentagon. Now, what kind of chap, I asked about this story a little bit, that he went to the Pentagon working in the logistics area, working for the Secretary of Defense to set up anything that the Secretary wanted. In other words, he's a hat guy in there, sent in there to do whatever the Secretary told him to do. Well, he had to resign. Well, okay. That's not why it pissed me off. It pissed me off because when he went in as a campaign director from the Trump campaign, entered the Pentagon as a GS-14. I know about GS service. I worked civil service. He entered at a GS-14 level. I'm going to tell you right now, that sucks. That's gravy handed to somebody. That's a payoff right there, baby. Those GS-14s, those are your senior civil servants that have put in probably 30 years to get to that level. Knowledgeable about their environment. They're paid that high because of their experience. And this guy trots in and they give him GS-14 pay. Here you go, Bob. What's his name? Todd. Here you go, Todd. Have a job, baby. Just like dude out in HUD, which is his name, Dr. Ben Carson. You know, here's my son. He's going to work. Here's my wife. She's going to work just like Donnie. Hey, here's my son. Here's my daughter. Here's my... Called nepotism, baby. And the Republicans just love that shit. They'll put their whole damn family on the payroll. And guess who's footing the bill, baby? You and me. Anyway, he had to resign because they caught him with posting birther shit on his web. You know, Obama's not really the president. He's not really 44 because he wasn't born in America, because he's born in Kenya and he's black. Did y'all see that he's black? That kind of shit. That racist asshole shit was Trump's campaign manager. Well, of course he was. Of course he was. You expect anybody, any other kind of character working for that man? Hell no. As far as I can tell, they're all racist assholes that work for him. Y'all see that photograph of the Trump White House staff there? Not one person of color. It looked like a Klan rally almost. Are you shitting me? Can he make it any more obvious how much of a racist he is? Hey, buddy Gravis, just another bullshit distraction. That's right, baby. I didn't read the whole thing there. Trumpers' advisors come up with shift attention from Trumpers, unlawful and immoral activities. Preach it, John. I try to every day, baby, because we have to come together and get his ass out. But anyway, this guy went, Todd Johnson, he went as far as to tell all of his buddies in a secret little email, I guess, don't tag me in any of your shit, okay? When we're talking about, you know, those other people, don't tag me. Tell me in person later so nobody hears it. You stinking dick. Get out of my government. Get out of and take that racist assholes with you. Please. That's just a disgusting story. That they still have people like that in this country. That ignorant enough. Oh, he wasn't born here. He was born in Kenya. He's a Muslim, you know. Yeah, go back to screwing your AR-15, Bubba. Anyway, I didn't have my board today. I didn't get a chance to write anything down because I was pushing it. I put a note out. I was going to go up online at 3 o'clock. And before I knew it, I looked up the clock, and it was 5 minutes till 3. And Jesus, I ain't built my whiteboard yet, and I ain't got nothing written. So I have to come in here with my tablet and wing it. And that's what I'm doing. What other story is going on? I got one right here. Jay Stoker, did you see the stuff about people claiming that Sutherland Springs is... Yes, I saw that disgusting crap. This guy and I guess his wife running around with a camera trying to proclaim that the shooting up here in South Sutherland Springs at the church didn't really happen. It's like Sandy Hook. None of them kids got killed. At this church, nobody got shot. There's nothing here. It's just the government. It's the government. And that kind of shit is just so disgusting. I can't tell you just how low that kind of shit is. I guess I saw it on TV. That's just disgusting. There are low-life assholes in this country, like Alex Jones, like this guy that's going to try to come out and frogs are gay, or the shooting didn't happen, or we got a moon base or a Mars base, or aliens and people and hogs are being... The right will go to any extent at all to scare the shit out of anybody they can. He's just another guy, but walking around doing that kind of crap in front of the church, actually meeting the preacher of that church whose daughter was killed in the shooting. He lured him, how you doing? Shake hands. Hey, we think you're full of shit. He needed slapping law. He needed slapping. Because that guy, as soon as he said something like that come out of his mouth, the preacher should have every right in the world to sit there and slap that man over and over and over and again. It's just ignorance. So yes, I saw that. But ignorance abounds everywhere. Up in Oklahoma, y'all got one at the top spot up there. Darling, I'm sorry to hear that shit up there, Kelly. The Oklahoma governor, what's her name? Oh, man. Don't tell me I didn't write down her name. I wrote down the whole story and didn't write down. Well, look up Oklahoma governor and whoever that lady is. I'm terribly sorry. There's 300,000 teachers in Oklahoma striking for better pay. Teachers in Kentucky are striking for better pay. Those states are in the lowest ranking of teacher pay. They barely get by. Some of them have to take 2 or 3 jobs extra to pay the bills. These teachers, they work the whole school day. Then they go home. They got homework. Even when you're graduate, you got homework. You got things to grade. You got things to get ready. You don't have enough money. You got to go buy a few supplies. There's lots of shit that our teachers do for us and our children, and they're striking for better pay. And what does the governor of Oklahoma say? Says these teachers are like teenagers that want a new car.
What?
That's what the governor of Oklahoma said. Well, they're just like teenagers. They want a new car. They just want shit. That's all it is. You got to use tough love against the teachers. Suck it up, teachers. You don't need no more money. Go out and buy that shit yourself. Get another job. 4 ain't so bad. That's the Oklahoma governor. Now, if you were living in Oklahoma, go look up how many tax breaks the oil and gas industry have gotten up there in Oklahoma, because I guarantee you that number's a whole lot bigger than any pay raise they'll be giving those teachers. So Oklahoma's governor up there can kiss our royal ass. Like I said on the last show, teachers are some of the lowest paid, most critical people in our country. We depend on them to teach our children, to babysit them during the day, to create activities and improve their minds and everything that we trust in them, and then we pay them squat. It's sort of like our military. We support the troops! Oh, you want more money? No, we can't do that. We just gave a whole bunch of it over to the defense contractors, so we can't give you a pay raise. That kind of bullshit. So yeah, some of the most critical people in our country have to fight for a pay raise so they can afford to live without having to work their ass off 24 hours a day and not even see their own family. So yeah, times are tough, but the Oklahoma governor, I bet she ain't got a second job. I bet she ain't got shit to worry about. I bet she gets off work early, goes right over there to the governor's mansion and kicks her feet up or whatever the hell she's doing. She ain't got to worry about a new car. There's one parked outside with a driver already. So I don't think she has anything to say. I wish I would have wrote down her name. It just pisses me off when I make a mistake like that. Anyway, Donnie says that nobody's been tougher on Russia than him. Wouldn't it be great if we were friends? That's what Donnie's pushing. Wouldn't it be great if we were Russia's friends? That's what he's been pushing. That's this whole Russian collusion shit is to get our country off. Oh, we need to be friends. Just hunker up. Let's just be buddy-buddy. That's what Donnie's trying to say. And I think it has everything to do with the Mueller investigation and money laundering. Anyway, now I got to look over here at my other page to see what I missed already. The Chinese tariffs. Well, Chinese came out and put tariffs on a lot of shit. more than 100 some odd items right now. Still going to go up. So what the market do? Well, of course, the market tanked. I did see an interview that I think it was CNN that did with a farmer, a soybean farmer, up in Iowa, I think it was. In soybeans, they're down. They're down. They took a hit. They took about a $1.5 billion hit in the soybean industry since Donnie opened up his mouth and got tariffs going. Well, that's a loss to our farmers that grow soybeans. So thanks a lot, Donnie. Yeah, the market tanked. But there's a little side story, and I had it written down here. Oh, yeah. I'll get to that in a second. Chinese markets. Okay, well, they got a bunch of tariffs they're going to put on us, and that's going to hurt our jobs here, whether it be from farmers, pig farmers, soybean farmers, nut growers, cars, and all that shit. The Chinese are going to put tariffs on them because Donnie's being a dick, and so they want to say, yeah, we can be a dick too. Hello, Sharon Wilkinson. Have a great day. You too, darling. Anyway, Donnie's all up in arms there with Amazon. And he's on a full frontal attack, and he ought to. People that have stock in Amazon ought to sue the shit out of him for making stupid statements that cause the stock to drop. And that's what Donnie does. He just likes to shake things up. You know, he likes turmoil. He likes to watch chaos. That's what he said. I like to watch chaos. Yeah, I'd like to watch you get tarred and feathered, Donnie. That's a lot of chaos to me. Little tar, little feathers, put you on a rail and run you out of town, buddy. That's what I think they ought to do to him personally. But anyway, he's attacking Amazon mainly because Amazon owns the Washington Post. The Washington Post prints bad stories about little Donnie. That little Donnie gets pissed off, so he wants to take it out on the real billionaire, the owner of Amazon, which is a real billionaire, not like the fake-ass billionaire that got his money from the money laundering for the Russians. A stinking coward and a traitor to his country. You know, that guy that sits in our house. But he was talking about, he quoted that the Postal Service loses $1.46 every time they deliver a package for Amazon. They lose $1.46. That's what the president said, because he's a dumbass again, and he doesn't do any research. He doesn't know anything, and he relies on people to be ignorant. It is not so that they lose $1.46. Well, where did he get that number, John? $1.46. He got it from a Citigroup study on the post office. And the $1.46 that he quoted that the post office loses is the $1.46 that the study said that the post office can deliver a package for $1.46 less than the market can bear. In other words, it's a good deal. It's a good deal for the guy that's sending the package, and it's a good deal for the post office because they get more business than UPS or FedEx. They ship with the United States Postal Service, which charges them $1.46 below market average. And that's not a bad thing. That doesn't mean they're losing money. The post office is a self-sustaining organization. It does not take tax dollars. So Donnie's, again, trying to scare the whole public that, oh, it's costing tax dollars. If Congress would leave their hand out of the till out of the post office would be in the green, baby. They'd be making all sorts of profit. But Congress has a habit of going in there and dipping into the Postal Service money. But the Postal Service is self-sustaining. It does not take tax dollars. So Donnie can take his little $1.46, and like all the other facts that he spouts out about catch and release and everything else that Donnie says, he can shove it up his ass because it's all bullshit. And like I said, he relies on people not to be informed. An informed public, that's all this democracy of ours requires, is that you pay attention and you see what's going on. And that's how we make things better. But if you don't give a shit, or if you get complacent, or if you listen to somebody that just spouts lies, this is not good for our country. It's not good for democracy in general. Anyway, what's going on? Sinclair is forcing newscasters, you know, they're talking about that, to threat democracy and all that all the Sinclair stations have to read the same thing, word for word, about how evil the fake news is and all that other bullshit. Oh Lord, where'd I was? I lost my page. Where was I? What was I just talking about?
You're talking about wait, shit. What were you just talking about?
You get old and you just, you know.
Wait.
Since this beard shit, what was it? I was going to say.
I was paying attention to the chat, so I didn't. I totally.
The other day I stopped to get gas and pumped the gas, and I had to go inside the store to buy a little something. And I started walking on it, and this guy was up there young fellow was up there by the door, and he's holding the door open. I'm a long way from the door yet. And then it dawned on me, he's holding it for me. Why? I'm walking pretty good. I'm not. It's this. I've noticed that since I've grown, since this is, people think, oh, look at that poor old man. I swear, if this beard was gone and I stumbled and fell down, everybody get a good laugh. Since this beard, if I stumble, there's going to be 10 people around there trying to get me up off the floor saying, are you okay, sir? It's pitiful. I need this beard gone, baby. We need to get his ass out of office. People think I'm old. I'm not that damn old yet.
We were talking about, I just remember the Sinclair Media, them.
Oh, yeah. Sinclair Media is written right down here. Yeah. See there? I got Sinclair
Media.
Yeah. Oh, they're forcing the newscasters to say that shit. Well, this one old boy stood up and said something, but the problem with that is a lot of these broadcasters, and this is what sucks, they're in multi-year contracts with these local stations. And if they don't do what Sinclair tells them to do, they will lose their job. So if they don't report false news stories, if they don't put out fake bullshit, then they'll lose their job. That's sad. And this guy was making a commentary. I didn't write his name down either. He was just making a commentary about how sad that is and how it dilutes the water. And it's not good. And forcing people to do that shit. I don't know. Maybe they'll come up with some creative way of poking it in there that these people are full of shit, but we have to say this. So anyway, up there in Wisconsin, I wanted to give a shout out to you people because you elected Rebecca Dowd to the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Beat out a Republican for the Supreme Court up there in Wisconsin. And it's just another flipping, baby. We're flipping all these. I don't care if it's a judge. We're going to do the same thing down here in Texas. Come November, the chief seat for the Texas, or for the, forgot what district. The Supreme Court for the United States down here. And we're trying to get that seat taken over by a Republican. Anyway, how much time I got in here? 27 minutes. Are y'all shitting me? Hi, Monica. How you doing? Eva Adams over in Germany, baby. Yes, the chat just got all emotional about MLK Jr. Beautiful, beautiful stuff came out today on him, for him, about him, and all the people he's inspired. I can say that I count myself as one of them. His famous speech of people being judged by their character, not by the color of their skin, touched down deep with me when he said it then, and it remains in part of me. But I don't care who you are, what color you are, what religion you are, what sex you are, whatever. It's how you treat others and your character that determines what I think about you, not what you, some made up bullshit asterisk that somebody put a title on your ass. No, it's just what kind of person are you? A good person? Well, then I like you. If you're an asshole, well, I'll call you an asshole. And we got plenty of them all around. Scott Pruitt. Scott Pruitt, he used to, I think he's a governor or senator or something from Oklahoma. Big oil and gas guy. He's the guy that took over the EPA. And a leaked memo now comes out that he is now going to be the sole decider, the only individual to make up and decide on the Clean Water Act. So the Clean Water Act, that can get in the way for a lot of oil and gas or mining industries or industry in general. Large apartment complexes want to be built on a certain spot over here or over there. Roadways that want to go through a certain area, It's the EPA and scientists that study the environmental impact of those events, those construction events on our society, on our planet, on our clean water. And those are scientists and stuff that make those evaluations, and a district director would make the decisions on local projects. Well, now that ain't gonna happen no more. No, them district directors, they don't know squat. Those scientists, they guess at shit. You know they do. From now on, all those decisions will be made privately by Scott Pruitt, probably in that sound booth, that soundproof phone booth, as he's talking to the owner of whatever mining or drilling company that wants to drill or mine or do some kinds of construction over a nice clean stream or some shit. Then Scott can get on the phone and say, screw the regulations, go ahead with the project. And that tells you what kind of systems that we're not dealing. The Trump administration didn't put people in there to abide by the law. He put people in certain positions to circumvent the law, to do away with the law, that gets in the way of profit. It's everything in this country is for the profit, baby. Our clean water, fuck that shit. It's about the profit. Your health care, the hell with that shit. It's about the profit. No matter what you talk about in this country, we're talking about a profit-based system. And the profits have to be high enough to take the risk of entering into any venture or stuff like that. They'll shovel all sorts of shit up in there. We can't do this. We can't save this river. We got to get the oil that's underneath it. Well, yeah, but you'll destroy the river. Well, who gives a shit? Get bottled water if you need it. And that's where we're going, baby. This whole planet will be on bottled water pretty soon because we don't give a shit about it. And in this country, that's exactly what Scott Pruitt's doing. He's going to be the sole decider on any project that goes forward. Well, hell, what do we need an EPA organization for? Hell, we could do away with the whole damn agency and just have Scott Pruitt sitting up there and answering the phone. Hello, Scott Pruitt, what do you want to do? Well, sure, how much money are you going to give me? Okay, let's go ahead. And that's the way it's going to be. It's going to sell our shit out. And it really bothers me, especially with the EPA. Because I was young when the EPA came along and we started cleaning up this planet, this country that we live in. It used to not look this pretty. It used to look really bad. There was rivers and shit, air out in California. You couldn't see through the shit. So yeah, regulations have to be done. Nobody likes a regulation that you got to do something that you don't want to do. But the rest of us have to breathe and eat and drink on this planet. This is the only planet we got. Jesus. It doesn't take much brain power to figure that shit out. But the problem is when you become at a certain point in wealth, then the environment doesn't mean that much. There is to some. I'm not saying all of them. But you get up to a certain level that, I'm not saying the 1%. You know, you go up into the upper part of the middle income, and you're going to find people don't give a shit about the environment. They want the new 4x4, whatever it is, it's going to spit black smoke out the stack or some shit like that. They don't really give a shit. So there has to be more people that give a shit than don't. And I believe that to be, and I believe that to be in our politics too. There's more of us that give a shit than don't. And that's why Hillary won the popular vote, because she gave a shit. Donnie, he don't give a shit. So we outnumber them in every category. There's more people that care about the environment than don't. That's how come the guy needs a 24-hour guard around his ass, because people are pissed off at him. Why? Because he's going to rape this fucking country for anything it's got, take in as much money he can, and then hand off the problem to the next guy, which will probably be a Democrat. So anyway, I'm running out of crap to talk about now. Dusty Taylor, how you doing, buddy? He was a true leader, MLK. His activism through nonviolence was what pushed it. You know, if there would have been violence back then on the other side, well, it would have been a different outcome. There would have been a bit different story in the news. But nonviolent protest is what makes this country pay attention. And they took a lot of beatings back then. A lot of fire hoses, a lot of dogs, and a lot of that shit, but they held their ground. And they moved us forward, and thank goodness for him. And so, yeah, it was shortly after his assassination that, yeah, my life changed forever. By the time I was 16, I was in a different world. And it wasn't a pre one. So I came out of that bad situation with a definite compass in my hand, and I was never going to vary from it again. So anyway, that's the story of that. Jay Stoker, his last speech was from God himself. I hope you're talking about MLK and not Donnie, because anything comes out of Donnie's mouth, there ain't no religious, no deity is whispering in Donnie's ear. I guarantee you that.
Well, that could have been sarcasm too.
No, I hope so. I know it was.
I got a funny comment here for you. This was way earlier in the chat.
Way earlier in the chat. Who said what?
It was Karen Cormier. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name.
Karen Cormier.
Yeah, you sounded like George Carlin for a minute.
George Carlin. I heard a little thing on the radio. I was going in. I was listening to 60s on 6 on satellite radio, which I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I got this notice in the mail saying, hey, we just turned on your satellite service on your car for 3 months because of your new vehicle purchase. I haven't bought a vehicle. Now, the right thing to do is be call that company up and tell them, hey, take this 3 months off because I didn't do that. I'm listening to the music. Anyway, they had a little thing about George Carlin this morning. I think it was the hippy dippy weather, man. The hippy dippy weather, man, with the hippy dippy weather, man. And if anybody remembers George Carlin, I just love that old boy. I liked his skit on shit. You know, you get so much shit in your life that, you accumulate shit. And that's how come you buy a house, so you can have some place to put all your shit. And pretty soon the whole house is filled up with shit. You gotta buy a garage so you can put more shit in the garage, and then you got a storage container with more shit. So you got shit all over the place. But when you go somewhere, you got to take some of your shit with you. So you got to get a little bag and put some of your shit to take with you if you're going over somewhere. So when you get there, you got some of your shit. And then you get more shit on that trip, so you're bringing more shit. I love that guy. He can go on for hours and hours and hours, and I could listen to him forever. And surely miss him. But yes, I like old George Carlin. Candy Guidry, go Beto, go. Did you see his numbers, baby? He is outpacing Ted Cruz as far as raising funds. And remember, he is not doing it by PAC. I can't stress that enough. To a lot of places in blue areas across our country, like out in California in some districts, that are definitely blue, you ain't got nothing to worry about. If you can support some of these candidates down here in red states, I wholeheartedly support that. Give a little donation to Eric Holguin or Beto O'Rourke, or if it's not my state, somebody who's running blue in a red state to help them out, because this counts for all of us. These local races, senators, congressmen, they're for the state. But when they go up to our house and sit in the Congress up there on the hill, they are voting for all of us. So it matters in this state or that state, whether there's a Republican or whether there's a Democrat in that state. So we have to help everywhere we can. So I fully support any contributions you can make to any of the candidates anywhere that are running on the Democratic ticket and need help in a red area. That's always something that we support. So, but thank you, Candy. I'm watching him. I'm so proud of the way that man Beto is handling it. The way he's doing this is it's just heartwarming to me, really, to see him go out across this big state. And it's not easy driving one town to the next sometime around here. And he's doing it that way, and I like him for it.
People got to remember, Texas is a huge state.
Oh, Lord, the sun is risen, the sun is set, and here I am in Texas yet. You can start your drive when the sun comes up from one side of the state, and I guarantee you the sun's going to go down before you get out. And so
we've done that quite a bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we've done that a lot, because from Corpus Christi down here on the coast, it takes me a lot, no matter what direction I'm going, to get out of Texas. When I get into Louisiana and Mississippi, they fly by. Mississippi, well, Louisiana a little bit longer. Mississippi, boom, right through it, right into Florida, right through Alabama, and if you're going that direction. And so the biggest part of any travel around us is always getting out of the state of Texas. The last time I went to Lima, Ohio. Mm-hmm. I was driving a load of equipment up to Lima, Ohio, and man, I liked it up there. It's different when you go to a different part of the state or the country that you have never been in. I'd never been to Ohio, up to northern Ohio. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. I liked it up there. Mom and I always want to go to the Great North Woods in Minnesota and in that area up there. In the summer, none of that winter stuff. I can see pictures of that, but the trees and the lakes and I just always wanted to go up and see where the Mississippi River started from, because I've seen where it ends up. But anyway, one of these days I might get back out on the road again. Anyway, got to get more shit. That's right, we got to get more shit because you need more place because you need more shit. I ain't got enough shit. There's shit I need. Every day there's shit I need. Mama sends me to the store all the time. We need shit. You need shit. We're out of shit. You got to go to the store and get more shit. So, yeah.
By the way, this would be a good time to plug your P.O. box so people can send you some shit.
Yeah, y'all can. Post Office Box 260070, Corpus Christi, Texas. Y'all send me some mail. I've been up to the post office getting disheartened. My son said, go up there. Nothing? Really? Nothing? No postcard? Nope.
You need more shit.
Okay, I need more shit. What's the use? They charged me for that post office box. They sent me a little ransom note the other day. You pay the rent on here pretty soon, and that rent's going up. I'll tell you, the last time I rented one, it was cheap. I guess I waited too long.
It's Amazon's fault.
It's Amazon's fault. That's what it is. It's them and the postal service. It's Amazon charging. They don't pay enough. They ought to. And all that other bullshit that Donnie's trying to shovel up everybody's ass on this. That merger that they're trying to do is a vertical merger, they call it. And it's not a horizontal merger. They're not taking over another company that does the same thing. They're acquiring a company that does something different than what they do. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as everything's done legally. And there's no reason that anybody in the White House ought to be spouting their mouth, causing the stock to go down on dribble shit that he makes up. And but that's Donnie. He makes shit up all the time. We're going to be pulling our troops out of Syria tomorrow, I think it is, according to Donnie or whatever it is. Military don't know it. No, military didn't know about the border thing until they spouted out. And he's got to use the National Guard because you can't use the U.S. military to police actions. So you got to use the National Guard. Those are the only ones that can be called up. The military would require Congress, Donnie. You are not a dictator. You cannot order the troops to do anything. It's got to be a lawful order, Donnie. And for that, you'd have to go study the law, you ignorant idiot, or at least pick up a book, or at least listen to an advisor. Hell, son, anything! God, read the back of a bubblegum package would probably give you more information than anything else, I guess, nowadays, compared to Fox Spews, where you get all your information anyway, Donnie. Anyway, that's about all I got. I hope y'all like my set. I think it's looking pretty good. We got to make a few more lighting adjustments. I got to get another one of these lights or something because that's not bright enough. And this one on this side, this one's doing pretty good. The one over here, it's opposite. See, I'm pointing this way and the camera's showing it pointing that way. And, me, I'll get confused like that. Play with it like a cat or some shit. Anyway, I digress. So, anyway, I appreciate y'all tuning in today.
Man, okay, wait, really quick.
All right,
let's get everybody fired up here.
Let's get you fired up. Let's get fired up about something. What do you got?
No, this is the kind of shit that I swear, when I read shit from the right, I have to stop and think, obviously this is a troll. I know that much. But
yeah,
this guy writes, just thought I'd subscribe to you. This is on YouTube. Just thought I could subscribe. Oh, and this is on an old video.
Is it that one with the I don't smoke dope rope?
I don't know, but he goes, I just thought I'd subscribe so I could remember you for when they call forth mass executions of Obama worshippers.
That's me, baby. When they call for mass execution of Obama worshippers, well, they got my name. They got my list. You damn right, and I'd be proud to stand up. Those are the right-wing trolls. You want to subscribe to my station? I appreciate that, baby.
Yeah, really, no shit. He just gave you
subscribe away, baby. Spread my shit to your fellow cockroaches. I don't really give a shit. It's time they learn shit like that from somebody that looks like me, who lives out in the country, who is not an ignorant rifle screwer. Use your brains. There's people out in the country that use their brains. They move out to the country because they want to get rid of all the confusion in the city. That's all it is. And doesn't mean that we're different. But there are some that we have to drag kicking and screaming into the 21st century. Remind them that the Civil War is over and that the South will not rise again. You are not going to have a white supremacist nation. No, no, no. Shut up and eat your beans. You know.
Oh, this is on that video.
Huh?
It is on that
video. Yeah, I got one of my videos.
Why is this video
I don't know. This one video, if you look back in my history, you'll find one where it says there's a black shirt with a large, I'll wear it sometime, and it says, I don't smoke dope, chew rope, drive a truck, been around the world 3 times, seen goats screwing in the marketplace, but I've never seen anything like this. And it's that shirt. It's got like almost 10,000 views on itself. And it's just floating around out there in the right-wing world. And so I'm getting a lot of right-wing trolls commenting on that video. And I answer them back. I'm not going to back down from anybody. I answer them back. And if they're persistent, I just block their ass, because now they're Fox News watchers, and they're not there to intelligently discuss anything. They're there to call you an asshole, and we're going to shoot you one day, or some bullshit like that. And we got your number and crap like that. And, I am here. I've never run from anything, and I don't plan on running from anybody now. Too damn old to run, and my bones hurt. Anyway, they're just trolls, and I call them exactly what they are.
And I think we got one more thing here. We can end off on a good note.
On a good note.
This was something from earlier, and I saw this comment, and I was like, well, that's an interesting story that you can go ahead and talk. Someone, Stephanie Dean writes, take an RV and see the country. We've done that.
In 2001, when I retired from Department of Defense, we sold our house, got rid of everything we had. We moved into my 2 kids, my wife, my 2 dogs, my parrot, and me, got in an RV, and for several years traveled around the country. The parts we didn't see were the Great Northwest, and the Northwest, the North, and the Northwest. And anywhere up north, we ain't been yet, except we got up to Rapid City, South Dakota. Been a lot around the South in Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Georgia, Kentucky, New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado. But we would, that's what I told you all the other day. I wish I'd win the lotto. First thing I'd do, baby, is buy a bus and start hitting blue dots. I'd love to go on the road and see people. Pull up at your house and do a live broadcast from your place. That's what, yep, all that kind of stuff takes money. So you just have to keep, wishing for it. I don't think I have any rich uncles that are going to die and leave me anything. So I think it's just, this is why I do it, so I can visit with you all this way. But anyway. That's about all you got?
Yep. I mean, chat's full of love and stuff.
Yep. Chat full of love, baby. That's all we got here. Try to keep your blue light shit up. Keep your blue light shit on. Keep your blue light focused, and try to convince somebody every day. Hello, baby. Eat a baby. Eat a baby.
What is it, a cat?
Yeah, it's one of my babies. All my babies are called Eat a Baby. And they all come to Eat a Baby too. So when I say it, they all come running thinking they're going to get something to eat. Anyway, let your blue light shine. Convince somebody that this is direction. Get on top of the blue wave. Encourage, keep people encouraged. Keep motivating others to get involved and to stay motivated to vote in November and vote in the primaries. I really got to make a list of all the places that's running. I was so proud to hear Wisconsin last night flipped over on the Supreme Court up there. So it just shows you that this blue wave is washing all over this country, and it's going to rise up, baby, and you want to be on it. You don't want to be the one being washed away. So get out of that red zone, baby, and join the blue. That's what we're trying to tell you. John Brunabo on Facebook, John Brunabo Speaks, Blue Dot Family, Candy Guidry and group over there. Please go over there and give a like to that page. Sign up over there and pay attention to what they're doing, because I do. And on YouTube, Blue Dot in Texas. So all you right-wing trolls, go ahead and run over there and write nasty shit. And
everybody was wanting a name, and I was like, shit, I already reported him and shit. So
a lot of them guys, they'll make stupid comments, and you go to check out their channel, and they have no subscribers. They don't post anything. They're just trolls. I don't know what it is. They got nothing else to do. They would never do it
face to face.
No, ain't too many people going to do it face to face with me, because I have an argument with you. And I think I'd win. I really do. I don't know. A lot of guys are bigger than me, though, so I don't give up easy. I'm wily little shit. At Blue Dot in Texas on Twitter. Tim Cormall, happy birthday, buddy. It's Tim's birthday. That's the guy that I go on his podcast every once in a while. Today, Tim is a little bit older, but he's still a lot younger than me. So relish that thought, Tim, and y'all have a good day. And we'll see y'all later. I see a lot of hearts and love up there. I love every one of y'all. I so appreciate the comments, and I so appreciate y'all tuning in. And Karen, you're welcome there. And we'll see y'all later. Bye now. Let me see if I got to hit this button.
Yep.
And then I got to wait. 1, 2, 3, and then you got to hit this other button, I think. And I think that does it. Ending.